Hi, Sam from Happy Hedgehog here, and today I'm going to teach you how to needle felt your Easter eggs for the March envelope. So, you're going to want to get your roving. You can use any of the colors. I provided enough that if you wanted to make 4 eggs that were white and use decorations with the other colors, you could do that, or you could make a colored egg. Totally up to you. So, you're going to want to use your hand as measurement. So, see the back of my hand. I'm going to pull this bit off. So it should be roughly the length of your hand. The adult, not the child, because otherwise that'd be a really small egg. And you're going to, I fold mine in half lengthwise to make it a little bit easier. And you're going to want to roll it as tightly as you can in the palm of your hand to compact it as much as possible. The more compacted it is, the less needle felting you're going to need to do to get it to the density that you want it to be. So you can see it's already got that kind of eggy shape to it. So the end that I left off on, that's where I'm going to start felting first to tack all that down so it doesn't come loose. So when you're using your felting needle, you do not want to go all the way in. If you go all the way in, you're more likely to come out the other side and push the roving out. Then you're going to make that surface very bumpy and it's not going to look very nice. Also, if you push it all the way in, you're more likely to poke yourself and you're more likely to break the tip. The tip of these is not actually that strong because of the barbs in it. They've actually cut away, and so it makes it a little bit weaker. So you're going to want to, oops, there's a little black there. Pull that out. You're going to want to start at the top and then kind of work your way down to the bottom of the egg to help shape it. And you're going to do that over and over again until you get all the way around and your egg gets a bit firmer and looks more like an egg instead of a fluffy mess. So keep rotating. And you can see it's starting to look a bit more egg-like. Okay, so after you've done that for a while, it's going to start looking more like this, more like an egg. And then you're going to want to start really focusing on the shape, making it look as egg-like as possible. If you don't go from the top to the bottom and kind of round it, you're going to wind up with my first batch, which kind of looks a little, it's not very eggy. It's a little bit too up and down on the sides. It's not very pointy on the top. It's more of a dome. So you want to be kind of mindful when you're shaping to make it look more like an egg. Now, if for whatever reason it starts to look like my other one does, what you can do is take some roving and wrap it around the bottom and needle felt that on to make it fuller on the bottom and look more like an egg. So you just keep doing that, keep shaping it. This can take a while to get it the way that you want and the density that you want. This is a great project for focus and, you know, taking your time on. You can't rush through this, otherwise it won't turn out very good. Ooh, uh-oh, and don't do that. Where'd it go? Hold on. That went quite far. Okay, so You can kind of rub it in your hand a little bit to help kind of get an idea of how the shape is looking. So I'm already starting to get a relatively good looking egg. I need to work on my top a little bit more though. So I'm gonna go around the top to make it a wee bit smaller, more tapered. You don't want it to be too squishy, so if you're touching it and it's really, really squishy, then you are gonna need to felt more to bring those fibers in. You don't want it to have too much play in it because then it's not gonna um, hold up as well. Okay, so I'm gonna go around the bottom to bring that in a little bit more, give more of that egg shape. Okay, so we look more like an egg. The top still needs a little bit of work. All right, I'm gonna roll it again. I'm gonna look at it. All right, so not too bad. The bottom's a little lopsided, so I can see I need to work on that some more. Let's see, so a little bit more over there. All right, so I'll roll it again. That kind of helps smooth out the surface a little bit. All right, much better. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to put a bunny on there. So I made mine a pink bunny. I happen to like pink bunnies a lot. I think they're super cute. So what you're going to want to do is get some of the pink roving and tear off a piece. And then you're going to want to roll it in your hand into a little ball, as much of a ball as you can. And then I kind of use my fingers and just kind of really condense it down there into the ball. Okay, so you're going to take your little ball and place it on your egg, like that, and then take your needle and you're just going to start felting it on there. Okay, so you want to keep felting it on there. Try to keep as much of the ball shape as you can. You can, sorry, you can go in sideways to try to manipulate the shape. Just whatever direction you go in is the same direction to pull out. So if you go straight in, you pull straight out. If you go in sideways, you pull sideways out. Otherwise, you might break your needle. Okay, so you're going to want to keep needle felting the pink circle on there and try to keep the pink shape as much as possible so that you don't have to redo any of the parts unnecessarily. So this is going to be your bunny's body. So you want to keep pushing the roving in to get nice and flat and not bumpy, but also the right shape. you want to just go barely in and do it as fast as you're comfortable. I'm shaking the whole table, sorry. Looks like an earthquake on screen, I guess. So I'm gonna go in on the side a little bit to make it look rounder. So you want to just kind of go like this. Go on the side and then make sure that you come back out sideways too. And that will help maintain that round shape. Okay, so once you get the body as flat and round looking as you want, then you're gonna have to get another piece and roll it into a ball for the head. Okay. So for the head, you're gonna wanna roll up your little ball again and then place it right above the body. Now this looks a little bit big, so I'm gonna make it a little smaller. So I'll unroll it and just pull some of it off. Roll it up again. And then see if that looks better. So that looks a little bit more appropriate. All right, so I put my head off just a little off-centered, as if the bunny was kind of going like this. And then you're gonna wanna felt that on, just like the bottom one. Now you could also do the same technique, obviously with smaller bits, to do the polka dots, if you wanted to do polka dot eggs, or the center of a flower. Get that felted on there. Try to maintain the roundness as much as you can. Okay. So it should look like that. Shape it a little bit. All right, so next is the ears. So for the ears, you're just gonna take a small piece of the pink roving and kind of roll it a little bit, kind of like a little snake. And then I fold it in half and roll it. And I fold it again so that you get the thickness that you need. And then you're gonna place it. This one is gonna be the straight up ear. So you wanna place it like that. Hold it with your thumb, and then you're going to want to just start tacking down the roving. Like that. And then just keep attaching it until you get it all nice and flat. Okay. So you can see they've got one ear on there. Now the next ear is going to be the floppy ear. It's like flopping over a little bit. So tiny piece of roving. Roll again. And fold in half. And roll. And fold, oops, in half. And roll again. Place it on the same way. Now, you're just going to want to tack the bottom bit on right here and not the top because we're going to bend it. So just needle felt here to attach it. And then you're going to needle felt a little bit to the side. And then you're going to want to move your roving over to get that floppy ear effect. And then just needle felt it down. You can see it's got a little floppy ear now. Okay. Now, if you're noticing that it's kind of bubbling right here, it's a density issue with the egg. So if you have that happen to you, what you can do is just needle felt around the egg again and make it a little bit more dense. And then, you know, the bubbling will go away, be flatter. All right. Now, if you've got a bunch of fuzzies, if you just go downward a little bit, don't poke out the other side, but just kind of poke in a downward motion. It'll help smooth and get rid of all the fuzzy bits. My bunny is quite fuzzy, so I'm gonna do that a little bit to help tack everything down. All right, so the last thing we need to do is make the little cotton ball tail. So we're gonna roll up another piece of the white. Now you're gonna wanna make the little snaky thing again, and then I kind of wrap it around my finger a little bit just to kind of get the little ball effect. So then you kind of keep doing this until you've got some kind of ball. Whatever works for you, it's easiest. Some people get their fingers wet and kind of roll it to help it kind of stay. So, little ball. So, if you put it on and the tail looks really big, like mine does right now, just unwrap it a little bit and pull some off. I don't have to unwrap the whole thing. Just pull some off and then wrap it back up. All right, so we're rolled up again, and then I like how this is looking. So because his head is tilted, then I put the tail on the opposite. So if you went diagonally across, his tail's over there, almost like he's kind of half turned. And then you're going to want to start felting that on. Now this, you're not going to felt flat. It's going to stick out a little bit for a 3D effect. You just keep going around until you get it. Ouch, I stabbed myself, so be careful. Go around until you get it attached all the way around. And I like to go in at the side a little bit just to make sure it's really tacked, and it helps shape it too. You have to be careful because it's easy to come out the other side when you do that. Do it on camera a little bit better. See how I'm coming out the other side? So you don't want to do that. It's really small. Okay, that little bunny cottontail on there. All right, roll my little egg because I kind of smushed it a little bit. Okay, so then you've got your little bunny cottontail. I don't know how well that looks on camera, but that ear could be a little bit thicker. This one right here. Okay, so you can leave it plain like this, or you can do what I did on this one, which is I just tore off little tiny sheer strips of the aqua roving in the envelope. And then I just wrapped it and needle felted it down. And I also added a little bit of yellow just to kind of give it a little color. So I did a little marbling there. So you could do that, or you could take some of the pencil roving in the nice bright spring green and just unwrap it a little bit and pull some off. And then you could make some grass. You could either lay it along here and needle felt it in place, or you could actually, make it look like pokey grass. So I think what I'm going to do is make some grass on there. So I just pulled off a little loop, and then I'm just going to lay it like this and then needle felt that on there to make it look like the bunny isn't floating on the egg. Maybe he's resting in the little patch. All right, so that's on. So then I need to do the other side. So just take another piece. A little loop. And put it on the other side of the bunny. And then what we can do is across the bottom, now you can kind of spread it out a little bit and then lay it right on the bottom to give you that illusion of grass. And then I'm going to add a little bit more because it's a little sparse on that side. Just lay it on there and felt away. Okay, so you can just keep adding more and more on there until you get the desired look. And then, you can have it go all the way around if you want. So I'm just going to wrap that all the way around and then felt it. Into place. Okay. And there's your little bunny in the grass. Now, if you want, you can add a little yellow on the top for some sunshine. You know, you can just keep adding and adding, or you can keep it really simple. It's totally up to you. That's the fun of this. It's, you know, very personalized. Add a little bit of yellow around the top. So I'm just going to kind of layer a little yellow up there, and then I'll felt it down. So I put several layers on there. And then I'll just felt it down. So now I've got little black bits mixed in. I don't know how that happened. Pull those out. You can use your needle to pull out those colored bits that aren't supposed to be in there. Oops, hooked myself. Threw a little too far. Okay, so you can also, you know, keep adding to it until, oops, there goes that needle, until you get it exactly how you want it. But I am good with how this turned out. I think it looks cute. So I am looking forward to seeing how everybody's turns out. I hope you share your pictures on our private Happy Hedgehog Post and Friends Facebook page, or you can share them on Instagram. That would be fabulous too. And if you love this video, please give it a thumbs up so I know if I should keep going or not on these videos. All right, have a great day. Bye.